Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our Do a Deal in 30 Days challenge. We are in week 2, module 2, how to find deals. And so that's what we're going to be covering on today's video is, what you're going to do in the next 7 days to find all the deals for you to do, right? All the deals you can do this week. So, awesome. So let's get right into it. All right. So, the first thing I want you to do in finding deals is how to tap into deals that are already there, how to tap into other wholesalers deals. You see, you know when you think about finding deals, you might be thinking about getting a deal directly from a motivated seller, like so meeting, marketing to a motivated seller, negotiating your deal, getting it under contract, and that's what you think about when you think about doing deals. Today, I want you to learn a secret of how you can shortcut your way to that. How you can find a deal that's already been put under contract, okay, already been analyzed. You already know what the house look like, what the estimated repairs is, what you can get it under contract for. So all you have to do is just find a buyer for it, and you're done. Okay. So today I'm going to teach you how to leverage other wholesalers. If you remember from the last from the last week, wholesalers are people who find properties under contract. Find properties at a deep discount, get a property under contract, and then sell it to other investors. And so we want to be smart. So we want to leverage the work that they have done, and once they have a property ready to be marketed, we can then jump into that and help them sell those houses to our buyers, and we can make our money, right? So that's why, last week we spent a lot of time on you building your buyers list. So hopefully by now you have some buyers that are cash buyers ready to buy properties, ready to close on deals. And so the first thing first I want you to do today is go and find these wholesale deals. Okay, you can find them on websites like myhousedeals.com. You can find them on Craigslist.com. Okay, now when you log into My House Deals, which you can get a free account, and just let Doug Smith know that I sent you. Doug was actually my very first mentee student back in 2003, and he's done phenomenally well. And so, yeah, just let him know I sent you. You can get a free account for My House Deals, and get a list of all of the wholesale deals that are on his website, as well as the list of all the names and phone numbers of all the wholesalers that have those deals listed. Okay, and so that's the one place you can find them. Another place you can find them is also on Craigslist.com, or Craigslist.org, which either way will redirect you. But yeah, so you want to go into the real estate for sale section, and look under the buy owner, and search for keywords like investor, handyman, investments, fixer upper, cash. These kind of keywords will allow you to find ads that's being offered by other wholesalers, whether it's other wholesalers advertising their deals for sale, or other investors just advertising we buy houses. Either way, you can contact them and ask them if they do wholesaling, if they have any property available for sale. Okay, so that's your homework for today. Is really just compiling at least 10 wholesalers. These are people that you're gonna be doing quite a bit of business with in your career. So really get to know them, because these are this is an awesome source of deals for you. I'll give you an example. One of my uh, one of our members, um, Pablo. He was at one of our networking events, and another wholesaler had a property for sale, and and I told Pablo, because he yeah at the networking event, I just told Pablo, hey, you should take that deal and find a Section 8 landlord and sell it to them for $5,000 more. And so that's what he did, and literally within less than 2 weeks, he sold the house and got paid $5,000 just like that. Okay, and he has done several deals that way. I'll share with you another story that's also kind of funny, but so there was another investor that's also a member of ours, wholesale one of Pablo's deals to her cash buyers and made $6,500. So these kind of deals where you're making money off of someone else's deal happens very often in this business. Okay, you probably just haven't been exposed to it, not aware of it, but it happens all the time, every day. A wholesaler has a property, and someone else found a buyer, and yeah, they work, either they split the profit or they just mark up the price and sell it that way. But yeah, they happen a lot. So so today your job is just to compile these wholesalers and these wholesale deals. The more wholesalers you have, the better. The more wholesale deals you have, the better. Because this week we'll talk about how to gain permission to market these properties for sale and get them sold quickly. Okay, all right. So now let's go to day 9 here of what to do to find deals. So now I want you to contact these wholesalers. So the first, in day 8, you compile them. You just compile the list and put it into an Excel file. Day 9 here, I want you to actually contact them. So if they have phone numbers, great. Call them. If they don't have a phone number, just have an email. You can just email them as well. Excuse me. All right. So you can email them. Just simply say, hi, I'm emailing about your wholesale deal. Is it still available? Can I have your phone number so I can call you on it? So I want you to get their phone number because I want you to get used to talking to them, building a relationship with them. Possibly take them to lunch or meet them for coffee or something, right? Meet up with them to build that relationship. And then once you have their phone number, you can then call them. Let me move this here so you can read it. Okay. Basically you're going to call them and say something to the effect of, hi, I'm calling about your wholesale deal. Is it still available? I'm in urgent need of some properties right now because I have several cash buyers and landlord buyers that are looking for deals. If you've done your homework from last week, this is totally true. Okay. And so I'm contacting top wholesalers in town to get some of these deals sold quick. If you know specifically about what your buyers are looking for, you can also give them that specific as well, like what area, what price range. And then also ask them, do you have more than one deal? Okay, sometimes the wholesaler has more than one deals. And so yeah, the more deals they have, the better it is for you. Okay, let me do this real quick here. Okay, so what's the least? And then ask them what's the least you'll take for this deal. And so you want to find out what's the least so that way you know how much you can market on there. Okay, and then ask them, can I market your deal to my buyers? It won't cost you anything. I'm just going to assign it to my buyer for $1,000 or $3,000. Or you can just say assign to my buyer for a few thousand. Okay, so you don't need to. You don't need to say exactly what that is. Okay, just explain to them the way it works is like whatever amount that they said the least they'll take it for. So let's say they listed the house for $55,000 and the least they'll take it for is 50,000. Then you can mark up the house to 55,000, so you can be selling at the same price they're selling it at, and and keep the $5,000 as your fee. Okay. Now you don't have to sell it at the price that they're selling it at. Let's say they say, well, the least I'm going to take is 55,000. Then you can still mark it up to say 58,000 or even 60,000, sell it to your buyers that way. And so you and them won't necessarily have the same buyers, and so just mark it up. Maybe on your first deal here, just mark it up 3,000 if you want. That's typically a pretty easy number for you to do. But if you're more confident and you feel it's a good deal and you want to market to 5,000, great. If you want to do what Sadaf did, which she marketed up to $6,500, that's fine too. Okay. There's no limit to how much you can mark up. It really just depends on the deal and what your buyer's willing to pay for it. All right, so you're going to let them know that you're going to send them a letter of intent about what you're doing so that you can market so you can have permission to market their deal to your buyers. Okay, and let them know that they can continue to sell their properties like normal. And if your buyer buys before they have it sold, like what I meant is if your buyers buy before I have it sold, great. Oh, okay, no, I had it right. If my buyer buy before you have it sold, great. If not, we'll sell them on your next deal. So let them know that so the process is pretty simple. It's not exclusive to you. They can continue to market the property for sale. You can market the property for sale at the same time. And then as for their email address, so you can email them the letter of intent. Okay, so the letter of intent that we're talking about today is the flex option. You can check in the members area to get access to this. And I call it the letter of intent instead of flex option just because it sounds easier for most people to accept, but what it is really a flex option. Okay, and flex option is basically it's just an agreement to say that I have the right to market this property for sale. You can read the full text there to understand more about it, but that's it just gives you the right to market the property for sale, and it gives them the right to continue to market their property for sale to other people. Okay, and whoever finds the buyers first wins. And if you're gonna run across wholesalers who said, no, I'm not willing to sign a flex option. However, I'll give you the verbal agreement. If you find a buyer, I'll pay you. I'll pay you from that. Now that would be up to you. Like if you do it just from verbal or not. Like I said, like I don't want to give you any sort of legal advice here. Legally, to sell a property, you have to have equitable interest in the property, meaning you have to have a contract or an option, or you have some kind of interest in the property. Okay. And so having them sign the flex option is much better. It's much more legit, right? However, I have done deals where, I just get the permission verbally, and got the property sold as well. So I'm just sharing with you like my experience. I'm not telling you what to do or any of that. Okay. All right. So. Yeah, and then if they agree to to sign the flex option or the letter of intent, then great. Just follow up with them until they do that. Okay, and like meet up with them at the house if you have to. okay, or meet up with them somewhere to get that signed if you have to. Just get a good practice for that, okay? And you know, whenever you're not sure whether or not to use a flex option, then just use it anyways because it doesn't really hurt you nor them. It's a pretty easy agreement. Okay. Alrighty then, let's go to day 10. Oh yeah, and your homework is call at least 5 wholesalers in day 9. Your homework in day 9 is call at least 5 wholesalers. All right, day 10. Now let's now that you learn how to shortcut your way to your success by leveraging other wholesalers and their deals, now I'm going to also teach you how you can find your own deals as well. Okay. So in day 10 here, you're going to find motivated sellers through a couple of different ways. Number one is you're going to use word of mouth referrals. For today, I want you to let everyone in your life know that you buy houses. Post it on your Facebook. Send out emails to your contact. Let your mom, your dad, your brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, let everyone, your co-workers, let everyone in your life know that you buy houses. And if you can print out some business cards to give that to them, that's great. Okay. I'll share with you an example. One of our members, Marcelo, when he first joined us, that's what we told him to do. So he went, he went to work and told his coworkers that he buys houses, and his coworkers said, "Well, my dad has a house that's been vacant for a long time, so let you talk to my dad." So Marcelo talked to his coworker's dad. Long story short, he got the property under contract for $27,000, and then sold it to another member in the group for $37,000. Okay, so got an assignment fee of $10,000 just like that, right? Just using word of mouth. Like I said, make sure everyone in your life knows that you buy houses. All right, next is Craigslist ads. Now, there's a couple things that you're gonna do here with Craigslist ads. Number one, you're gonna post some ads. So if you go on Craigslist and you look for real estate for sale and you search for, we buy houses or sell your house fast, you're gonna see how other investors post their ads of houses we buy houses ads. So you can copy those ads and and post something very similar to that with your phone number on it. Okay, and if you have your website, you can also use your website as well. You can do either image ad or text ads. It really doesn't matter. Craigslist is free, sometimes you get lucky and you get a deal pretty fast, and other times you have to post a bunch of ads to get a deal. But regardless, it works. So make sure you do that. Okay, and then another thing you're gonna do is you're gonna call for sale by owners. So these are the people that post ads on Craigslist for their home for sale. Kind of very similar to what you did with finding wholesalers on Craigslist. The same thing here is you're just finding normal for sale by owners. So you go to real estate for sale in the by owner section, and start with the oldest ads. So go to the last page and work your way back up. And find ads that looks like they don't belong to real estate agents. They don't belong to investors. It looks like they belong to a normal home seller, normal homeowner. So just call them up and get the seller questionnaire form filled out, finding out more about the property, why they're selling it, what's the least they'll take. Okay, and you can find the seller questionnaire in the members area. Okay. All right, so your homework this week is to, not call wholesalers, but I call at least 5 for sale by owners. How about that? Your homework for today, you're gonna call at least 5 for sale by owners, and practice filling out the seller questionnaire forms so you can get you can get used to that. Okay. All right. Next, we're on to day 11. We're moving fast here, so that way you can go to work and make some money. All right. So another way to find some deals for today is you're gonna focus on driving for dollars. So if you live in an area where the value of the home is like 100 and, well, actually more important than the value of the home is if you live in an area or you have nearby neighborhoods that have homes that are built in the 1980s and older, okay. I mean, it could be worth, two, 300,000. That's fine, but yeah, find homes that are built in 1980 and older. And I want you to drive around looking for distress and vacant houses. I want you to find, any sign of distress at all, like whether it's gutters hanging, the yard is messed up, there's a lot of trash in the yard, it has a blue roof tarp, whatever, any sign of distress or that the house is vacant. I want you to take a picture of the house as well as write down the address of the property, okay? And then when you get home, you're gonna send them a yellow letter. So you get a yellow notebook from like Office Depot. Just write in there, hi, I was driving by your house on 123 Main Street. And I'm interested in buying it. If it's vacant, you can say I noticed that it's vacant, and I'm interested in buying it. If you want to sell, please give me a call. 123 456. So that's it. Just give just a simple letter like that. Just finding out whether they want to sell or not. Okay. All right, another thing that you can also do on today as well, if you have some signs or if you have places to get some signs, if you don't have signs, like I said, you can just do driving for dollars. If you can go buy some signs and put out some "We Buy Houses" signs, sell your house fast, that's great. Go do that. Signs is one of our, one of our most effective ways of finding deals. As well, that's how I got started. How I did my first deal was put out 100 signs, and I put it out on Friday, and on Monday I got the deal. So sometimes it can work very, very fast, and so so go put out some signs, okay. And then another thing that you can also do to find motivated sellers as well is to send out postcards. Postcards will take a little bit longer in what you're trying to do here. So if you can do it, great. If not, then just doing driving for dollars or signs. I'm just giving you different options here, so like whatever work for you. So maybe you don't have time to go driving for dollars or to put out signs, and you're having to work full time. Then doing postcards will make sense here. Okay, so. If you have more time, great, do driving for dollars. If you don't have as much time, but you do have some money, great, do signs. If you don't have any time at all, and you have some money, great, then just do postcards. And you want to mail to people who own houses that are 30 years and older, built in the 80s and older, and that they are absentee owners, meaning they don't live at the house. They probably renting the house or whatever the case might be, but they don't live at the house. Okay, so you can send postcards to them. All right, so your homework for today is pick at least one of these and go do that. Okay. All right. If you ask me, what I recommend you to do is doing driving for dollars because it's the easiest one for you to do. And sending out those yellow letters are pretty easy to do and pretty inexpensive, right? I don't know how much stamp is nowadays, but it's like less than 50 cents, right? You can send out a letter. So do that. All right, moving on to day 12. Once once you have a deal, okay, once a wholesaler agreed to you, or or you got a seller questionnaire form filled out, okay. Next thing is I want you to you know analyze the deals, finding comps for it, and so how you're gonna find sales comps is either using the MOS, and either using the MOS, and if you have access to MOS, or if you have a realtor that can give you access to MOS, or if they can run comps for you, great. MOS is the best and most reliable comps that you can find. Okay. Actually, I think we call it. Yeah. Let me. Yeah, and then if you don't have access to the MOS, um, in the members area, in the resources section, there's a tool called Find Comps Fast. Find Comps Fast. If you click on that, it has several different websites that you can use to find comps. It'll link you to Zillow.com, to Value Map, to realestate.com. There's like the tax appraisal district. There's like several different places that you can get comps from, and that you can get free comps from, I should say. And the way I like to utilize those is, I find out what the value is between them, and I just average them. So let's say, Zillow said it's worth 100, ePraiser said it's worth 110, the tax appraisal said it's worth 105. Then I'll just average those up. Like I'll add them up and average them up, and whatever the value that is, that gives me a really good idea. Okay. So play around with that tool. Also, you want to find rental comps as well. Again, if you have access to the MOS, that's awesome. Get the rental comps from there. If not, go to rentalmeter.com. Okay, and find out what the house can rent for in that area. Because that tells you, because sometimes the value might not be there, but because it has a strong rental, that you can still find a landlord to sell it to. Okay, like let's say if it's worth 800,000, and you're selling it for 70,000, but it can rent for $1,000 a month. So to a landlord, that's a heck of a deal. Okay, because their payment is probably like $700 a month, and so they can rent it for $1,000 a month. That's pretty good. Okay, so having good rentals is good. And also, get pictures. If it's a wholesaler, then get the pictures from the wholesaler. If it's a seller, then meet up, go to the house and get the pictures. Okay, meet up with the seller, go to the house, get some pictures. Same thing with estimating repairs. If it's a wholesaler, you can just get the repairs from them. And if it's not a wholesaler, then just go to the house, and just learn to get the repairs, estimate the repairs using the rehab estimator tool there, and just like really learn to feel the house, get used to walking through the house, looking for different things, building relationship with the sellers, building rapport with them. That practice will go very, very far for you. All right. Also, if the house is vacant, and if it's from a wholesaler, get the lockbox code. If it's from a seller, then get the key from them, or find out how you can access the property. If the house is occupied, then find out how you can schedule for showings. Okay, how you can schedule to go look at the property. Okay, and if possible, meet up with the wholesalers, get to know them, meet up with the seller, Okay, go to the house, take as many pictures as you can. Um, and yeah, just really use this opportunity as a practice. Um, okay, and then create a flyer for these properties as well. You can use Microsoft Word to create a flyer for these, or a really easy way, free way to create the flyers using Postlets.com. Postlets.com. They have a flyer template that you can use. And once you create the flyer, you can then email this flyer to all the interested buyers that you got from last week. Okay, so just email them your flyer and see who's interested in buying the house. Okay, so your homework for this week for today actually is just practice analyzing these deals by running comps and going to look at the houses, taking pictures. Okay, so just practice, practice, practice. Alrighty. Alright, now let's go on to our day number 13. Yeah, so day number 13 is, it's an easy day for you. Just continue doing your homework. If you done your homework, do more of it. If you didn't get to do all the homework you want to do, then here's your day to catch up. Okay. And then day number 14, yay! Let's go party. Let's go celebrate your success this week. Just whatever that you have done this week, celebrate that. In celebrating these little successes is how you're gonna get the big success. Okay, and so always give yourself grace, give yourself room to grow, and however much you've done this week, just celebrate that much. And then give yourself an opportunity to do more. Okay, sounds good. All right, so with that we will end this video here for week 2 of the Do a Deal in 30 Days challenge. If you have any questions, submit it to the Facebook group, and we'll talk to you on there. All right, everybody, you have an awesome one. See ya. Bye bye.